Benim adım Agnieszka. Memnun oldum. Nasılsınız? Yeah, so I was intending to make a vlog, and I asked my followers on Twitter if they have any questions I can answer. And my favorite question was, what are my expectations for Turkey, where I was supposed to go in late spring 2014. I don't know if it's still an issue, because my university and circumstances around me attending university changed, and I'm on a job hunt right now. But yeah, that was a nice question from one of my followers. Yeah. And I met the guy when we were studying together on one of the MOOCs about education, and I really enjoyed his voice in the discussions, so I thought that's a really nice question. So if you asked me about Turkey like half a year ago, I would absolutely have no idea about the country, and no plans actually to learn the language, because if we have like 7,000 languages on my list to learn, from all of them Turkish was like on position of 6,000 or whatever, very low in terms of priority, and this wasn't planned for. Actually, one of my teachers said, we'll probably go to Istanbul to make some research, can you go, you know languages, learn Turkish. And I was totally unprepared for that. It was like one day I never thought about Turkish, the other day I was on the lesson. And I had wonderful teachers and wonderful classmates, so I've learned a bit, and I hope I can get back to Turkish soonish. But yeah, I've learned 5 interesting things about Turkey, or Istanbul as such, particularly from my teachers and some books they recommended. So first of all, I've learned that Istanbul has some brilliant architecture, because their history span across different reigns over the area. It's not only beautiful but also mixed when it comes to their source as a cultural background, and different parts of the city look a bit differently. And seeing that on the photos, that was amazing. I would love to see that in person. The other thing I've learned that caught my attention was tea, the most important thing in social life of Turkey. So like everybody drinks tea. I love tea. So yeah, so I remember that very well, because a lot of fun facts about what happened in Turkey while teachers were there were based on the tea interaction. And so you can get tea for free in most of the restaurants. There are of course various kinds of tea you drink, which reminded me of my love to Japan and all those various teas they drink in different situations. They even mentioned a situation where a boss can have a button at their desk to push when he wants some tea, and a person from across the street will run to him to serve the tea to the boss. So I was like very surprised by how much allegedly Turkish people love tea. Which is connected to the third fact, that most of the public places in Turkey supposedly have canteens of some sort, so places you can drink the tea or eat something small, at least a snack. And the Turkish exchange students, they are very surprised when they come here to Poland, and a lot of our dormitories or some of our campuses don't have canteens. Like they have vending machines of sorts, but yeah, they're not always there's a place that you can sit and buy something hot to eat or a tea. And they are this is like a very small difference, which actually I think turns big when you travel from one country to the other. The fourth thing I've learned also from the exchange students from Turkey, is that there is a lot of, I would say, gender segregation. So boys hang with the boys, girls hang out with the girls, and mixed groups of different gender, sexes, or whatever you want to call it, are a very uncommon sight. If that happens, it's largely due to the group of girls agrees to go somewhere with a group of boys. And in Poland we have a lot of situations when, I don't know, 8 boys go somewhere with 2 girls, and it depends only on their whim. And because of that, although homosexuality is an issue in Turkey, you can very often see people of the same gender holding hands and going across the street, or hugging each other, or giving a kiss on the cheek, and they are very open about it. And that's not an issue as long as they are not officially gay or queer. And I found that surprising, and because I'm also interested in queer and gender studies, like, that stuck in my mind. And the fifth thing I've learned about Turkey is that most of the Turkish people don't speak English. So that was really a way to motivate us to learn our vocabulary and grammar and do our homeworks. But the surprising thing was, although in Polish the situation is the same, when you go out in the streets and ask a regular Joe something in English, he will probably run away or don't know what you are talking about. But our teachers, Radek and others, they told us that even if you go to the university, the only people that can speak good English are those who teach English. And in our higher education, most of the people, the higher they are, the more fluent their English or German is. At least at my university and some of the universities I've attended to open lectures to. So yeah, that was a surprising fact for me, that you actually need to know Turkish well to know your way around. Yeah, so that was my 5 impressions of Turkey not being there, and 5 things I would definitely want to research. And I hope you had fun, and see you. Görüşürüz.